Hello and welcome to Euphoria. I'm doing a series of small builds for my Lego city. Some of them are my design and some of them I've seen elsewhere. But they're small builds that I've found useful and I've built them to put into my Lego city. This video is all about how to build a bike rack that can be used for a public park, street or a city square. Here's a quick look at the parts that I use for making this bike rack. It's pretty simple. It uses a number of these pieces, which Lego calls a handle 1x4x2, but which I call a rounded fence piece. It's basically a squarish loop mounted on a 1x2 tile. It's still a current part from Lego in some colours, but it's widely available on Bricklink in lots of colours. Here I've got some of the tiles that I use for paving in my Lego city and a couple of plates, and I've also used this so-called support piece. Basically it's a stick on a tile, and this, which is a square road sign with a clip on the back. Of course it helps if you have a couple of bicycles, but bear in mind that this is meant to be a bicycle rack, so it's not really suitable for scooters or motorbikes. So looking at this very simple build, here I've just got a bit of paving using 2x2 tiles that I use as paving for my square. And there's a bit of a gap in the middle here. And the bike stand is made very simply by just putting the railing pieces, setting them into the paving like this. I tend to put them in a row with a 1 stud separation between them. That gives just enough room to put a bike in between two of the railings. Now you could use a tile in between these railings and then the bike would just sit or stand on its own in between. But I like to use a 1x2 plate which has 2 studs on it. That allows me to actually secure the bike between the 2 studs, and then it holds itself up really nicely. And obviously if they're clipped on, then they're not always falling over if I move things about. Now I've just used 2 here to show you, but I think to make an effective bike stand, really you need kind of 4 or 5 spaces. But you can obviously of course extend this as far as you like. I also added a simple bike rack sign to make it clear that this is a rack for bicycles only. This is very simply made with a support piece and a square road sign piece just clipped on. For this one I used a sticker that says only bikes. It's from the Lego Extras brick stickers set, which consists of a few parts suitable for making signs and some sticker sheets. These sheets contain loads of stickers for shops and signs, including a few road signs, and generally is very useful for adding details to a Lego city. Now there are a few ways to change this up. I've used yellow pieces for the bike rack itself. You could of course change the colour of the railings, and they're available in quite a few colours. There are some alternative parts that you could use. My best alternative option would be this one, which is similar in size but attaches at the bottom with 2 studs instead of a plate, and it also has 2 studs on the top. It's still a current part and used in loads of sets, and it's great for certain types of barrier where it can have things attached. There are other alternatives which are also kind of railing pieces, such as these 2. The left one is not a current part, and the balustrade piece on the right is a current part, available in a small number of colours, including yellow. But these are either longer or higher than the part I'm using, and they don't fit as well for this purpose. If you don't want to use one of these support pieces, there are lots of alternatives, such as using an antenna piece or a 6-long bar piece, which are available in a variety of different colours. To attach those, you'd need to include a hollow stud somewhere, such as using a tile with a hollow stud in the centre. I placed the bike rack like this in the central plaza of my Lego city. It's got places for a few bikes so that people can cycle into this pedestrian zone and have a place to put their bike. I think they look good and they add a nice bit of detail and a bit of additional colour to this corner of the plaza. Let me know what you think of this little build, and if you have any favourite small builds for a Lego city, please let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you back again soon.